Hello everyone, welcome back. In our today's video, we are going to be discussing about wormy technology. So now let's take a look at what is this wormy technology. The word wormy means worms. Okay, so wormy technology is a very important aspect of biotechnology which is going to deal with converting biodegradable waste into a valuable resource. Okay, so the biodegradable waste, the bio waste is going to get converted into a very valuable resource by the process of wormy technology, because worms are going to be used in order to convert bio waste into a very valuable resource. So what is this valuable resource? The valuable resource which we are going to obtain by converting the biodegradable waste using earthworms are organic manure. So you must have in recent times heard about this word organic everywhere. So people continuously talk about organic fruits, organic vegetables and a variety of things. So why is the obsession in recent times about organic which is on the high? The reason is because organic foods are something which are healthier and people have started getting awareness that organic food is something which is good for them to consume, whereas inorganic substances or inorganic foods, okay, so foods which are produced by using pesticide and other harmful chemicals are ultimately harmful for our body as well. So in recent times, people have started acquiring knowledge about what is organic. Okay, so organic is something which is healthier. So in order to cultivate organic fruits and organic vegetables, we need organic manure. Okay, so that is how this process was developed. Alright, so here worms are going to be used. So why are we using worms here? So you must have studied in your lower classes that worms are also known as the farmer's friend. Okay, because worms play a very important role in converting the soil, making the soil fertile. Okay, so worms make the soil fertile and they also help to aerate the soil, because you know that worms move here and there inside the soil and then it is going to make sure that it aerates the soil. Alright, so worms are very important here, and one more very important reason why worms are chosen in the process of wormy technology is because worms are saprophytes. Already in the previous video when I explained about mushroom cultivation, there again I have told you what is saprophytes. So here earthworm is also a saprophyte. So what is the meaning of saprophyte? Earthworms are saprophytes, which means it feeds on the dead and decaying matter. Okay, so saprophytes are organism which feeds on dead and decaying matter. So for the process of wormy technology, this important aspect, the mode of nutrition of the earthworms, are going to be chosen in order to convert the bio waste into a very valuable resource, which is the organic manure. Okay, so dead and decaying matter. So where are these dead and decaying matter going to be there? It's going to be there in the soil only. Alright, so soil consists of plant and a lot of other waste. So all these waste which are present in the soil is going to be converted by the earthworm into an organic manure. So that is what we are going to be discussing under wormy technology. Alright, so for doing this process, so before that let's see who developed this technique in India. So in India, this technique, wormy technology, was developed by Dr. Sultan Ismail, who's a soil biologist as well as an ecologist. Okay, so now let's see what and all we need in order to do this wormy technology. For converting this biodegradable waste into an organic manure, worms are needed, first thing. Okay, so we need to culture the worms, we need to grow the worms. Okay, and the process by which we artificially grow the worms. And the process by which we artificially rear the worms is known as vermiculture. Okay, so what is the meaning of rearing? Rearing means we are going to give nutrition to the earthworms and we are going to make them grow, and we are going to take care of it till it matures. Okay, so the process by which artificially the earthworms are taken care of till they mature is only known as vermiculture. Okay, so some of the earthworms which are used for this purpose of converting the biodegradable waste into organic manure are Perionis excavatus, which is also called as the Indian blue worm. So I am giving the scientific term, binomial, as well as the common name of the worms. Okay, it's called as the Indian blue worm. And then the second one is Eisenia fetida. Eisenia fetida is called as the red worm. And then the next type of worm is Euryalus eugene. Euryalus eugene is commonly known as the African night crawler. Okay, so these are some of the worms which are used for vermitechnology. Now next, let's take a look at how these worms are going to convert the biodegradable waste into a organic manure. So now we are going to be continuing with vermicomposting. Vermicomposting is nothing but the process. Okay, so under vermitechnology only, vermiculture, vermicomposting, all that will come. Okay, so we are going to be discussing about vermicomposting right now, which is the process which is going to involve the conversion of bio-waste into a valuable resource with the help of the earthworm. So now let's see how it is happening. So what does earthworm do in order to convert this organic waste into the organic manure? Okay, so the earthworms will consume the organic matter. So organic matter can include plant waste as well as the animal waste. So it feeds on the organic waste and then it will excrete it. And it will excrete this organic waste in the digested form. Okay. So this digested form of the organic matter or the excreta of the earthworm is known as worm casting. It's called as worm castings, or it is also called as vermicast. Vermicast is nothing but the excreta of the earthworms. And this excreta of the earthworm is known as worm castings, or it is also called as vermicast, and this is only going to have a lot of nutrient rich materials inside it. Okay, so that is about vermicasting. So what is vermicasting? Vermicasting is nothing but the excreta of the earthworm. So now let's move on to discuss about how vermicompost can be prepared. So vermicompost is nothing but the manure which we are getting as a result of biodegradation of the waste into the organic matter. Okay, so now let's see how this vermicompost is going to be prepared. Okay, so for the process of vermicomposting, any material can be taken. Okay, so a concrete tank can be taken, a bin can be taken, a plastic tank can be taken. It is of your choice. The person who is willing to do the vermicomposting, he can do it with anything. Alright, so what is needed is, we are going to understand about vermicomposting can be done in a bin method. Okay, so how it can be done in a bin. So that's what we are going to be discussing right now. Okay, so 2 blocks are going to be placed. So these 2 blocks are going to support the bin which is there on the top. And then at the end of the bin, there will be a outlet. Okay, so I will tell you what is the reason for this outlet to be there. Alright, so now let's see what and all we are going to be adding inside the bin to produce the vermicompost. Okay, so first a layer of coarse gravel can be added. Okay, so a layer of coarse gravel. Okay, Then the next layer we are going to be having the bedding material. So what is this bedding material? So this bedding material is going to be the where the earthworms are going to be placed. Okay, so we cannot put a lot of very tight packed substance into this because we need the earthworms to move freely. So here only we are going to have the bedding material. We are going to add the bedding material here. And why is this layer very important? Because here only we are going to place the earthworms. So when we are placing the earthworms here, earthworms must have free movement. So we cannot put some materials which are nice and hard. So we are supposed to put materials which will allow the free movement of the earthworms. Okay, so the bedding materials which can be used in vermicomposting pit is we can use shredded cardboard. Okay, shredded cardboard can be used, then paddy husk can be used, straw can be used, leaves can be used. Okay, so anything that allows the earthworm to move freely, all those materials can be used as a bedding material. Okay, so after adding the bedding material, next thing is we are going to inoculate the earthworms into this. Okay, so earthworms can be inoculated. Okay, so after placing the earthworm, the next layer that we are going to put inside the vermicomposting pit is the organic waste. So next a layer of organic waste is going to be added. Okay, a layer of organic waste can be added. So what are the waste that can be added into the vermicomposting pit? So waste like kitchen waste, agriculture waste, biogas slurry, leaf litter, and then cow dung, cattle dung, poultry droppings, everything. Okay, all that can be added into the vermicomposting pit as the organic waste. Okay. Sorry, I forgot to mention one thing. Before adding the organic waste, we need to sprinkle some amount of water. We need to sprinkle just a very little amount of water on this bedding material. Alright, so that is also there that I forgot to mention. So first a layer of coarse gravel has been put into the composting pit. After that we are adding the bedding material. Bedding material can be of anything which is allowing the free movement of the earthworms. And then we need to sprinkle some water. Okay, and then after that we will add the earthworms onto it. Okay, after completing this, then the next step is the addition of organic waste. So I told you already what and all can be added into the pit as the organic waste. Okay, now after this, the next step is we need to cover this. We need to cover this entire setup. Leave it as such, and we need to cover this entire setup using a leaf or a gunny bag. So a leaf or a gunny bag can be used. Coconut leaf, because it's quite large. So we can use a coconut leaf or we can use gunny bags in order to cover this. Alright. And we cannot keep it on to direct sunlight because earthworms will die. Okay, so we cannot keep it in direct sunlight. Instead, we are going to be keeping it in some dark and nice shady places. Alright, and I told you about this outlet, right? So why are we putting this outlet here? So this outlet, I told that we are going to be adding some amount of water in the tank, right? In that pit, vermicomposting pit. So sometimes the water could be excess. So this outlet is basically to drain out the excess water. For example, if there is too much of water that you have added into the pit, in that case, the excess water will be collected inside a small tank, which you can again keep it in near the outlet. Alright, so that is why we are having this outlet. Okay, and sometimes this also can be used. This is called as the vermi wash. This substance, the water which is draining out from the vermicomposting pit, is what is called as vermi wash. This again has a lot of importance. We can use this as foliar sprays. For we can spray it on the leaves. It will enhance the growth of the leaves. Okay, so we can use this as a vermi wash. Alright, so this is about the vermi wash and about the outlet. Now, after how long should we keep this pit like this? So we have to keep this pit like for about 60 days. Okay, so we will keep the pit for like 60 days. So during the 60 days time, the organic waste is going to get converted into a nutrient rich organic manure, which is known as the vermicompost. Okay, so now next thing is what we are supposed to do is every week or 2 weeks once, it depends, 2 weeks once or every week, what we are supposed to be doing is we are supposed to turn it over. We are supposed to turn all this material over so that the earthworms will come on the top and then it will feed and go inside. Okay, so we need to turn it over, and after turning over, what can be done? Again, whatever vegetable waste you have with you can be added on to it. Okay, now after 1 or 2 weeks this will get degraded. Alright, so the organic matter which you are putting in the first time will get degraded. So after that, what can be done? You can, after 1 or 2 weeks, once this is degraded, you can add one more layer. You can add one more layer. Alright, so that can be done. So after 60 days, you will get this nutrient rich compost, and that compost we are getting out of this method is known as vermicompost, because it's a compost which is prepared by the earthworms, by the worms. So we are calling it as vermicomposting. So some of the advantages of vermicompost are it improves the soil fertility, it makes the soil fertile, and then it will also increase the water holding capacity of the soil. Alright, and then other advantages would be it will enhance the growth of the plant, and then it will not make the soil to become acidic. Okay, when we talk about other fertilizers which are used, other fertilizers will make the soil acidic. Okay, so after few years what will happen? There will not be any other plant growing there. The soil will become infertile to produce any plants. Okay, so what this vermicompost does is it does not make the soil acidic. So it will maintain a proper pH so that many plants can be grown in this. So I hope you understood this topic. If you have any doubts, you can leave that in the comment section below. Thank you.